in Apple Music to favorite an artist or item, any item, can be album, it can be a song, or even playlist. There's an action for that that is called favorite. Simple. The label for the action is very simple. And to unfavorite an item, it says it's labeled undo favorite. Undo favorite. Yeah, that's very weird. Why it's weird? Because it says undo. Undo. I can go to Bob Dylan artist page, look at a label, and it says undo. I have favorited him for almost 3 years at this point, and it says undo favorite. What undo means for me, it's you do something in the moment, and you press Command Z to undo the action. But here it's used to undo an action that could happen years ago. How other apps work with this? Other apps, what I found is they use un and a verb. So in Apple Podcasts, it is unsafe because you can save something, save a specific episode, so you can unsave. In Apple Photos, it is unfavorite because you can favorite an album, a photo. It uses a heart instead of a star. I think that that's better to use star in that moment, but there's another point. And in Apple Notes, you can pin a note and it says unpin. It says unpin. Uh, and you can even lock in Apple Notes still, you can lock a note. To remove the lock, it says remove. That's how it's labeled. And then there's the icon of the lock. Uh, that's nice. It doesn't say unlock because it is unlocked. It's about removing the lock from it. It's kind of nice. Because it is already unlocked. You're inside the node, so you're supposed to remove the lock. But that's the thing on the side. It's not the important point here. Okay, let's look at how iPhone. On iPhone, you can undo. You don't press Command Z as on a software that use keyboards like Mac, OS, or Windows, and Linux. You shake the phone, and when you shake the iPhone, a menu pops up, letting you undo if there's something to undo before you shake the phone. In Apple Notes, you can type something, shake the phone, and it was, hey, undo it. And you can do it again, and you can redo the action. There was a video about it, I recorded. That's what it does, undo. Even the apps that specifically prioritize undo, they have it in a separate button. As in Apple Notes, as in Pages, you can see it. So if the app prioritizes the undo, it is a separate button. So in the Apple Music, it is labeled undo favorite, but it doesn't work like undo because in Apple Music can favorite, shake the phone, and the menu doesn't pop up to letting you undo the favorite. If I set my phone to a different language, that is my phone to check my native language, and then became even messy, I'm gonna read it from iPad because it's complicated. So to unfavorite, it says odebrat z oblíbených, which means like remove one item from the group. In Apple Photos, it says odstranit z oblíbených. That means remove the entire thing. And in a podcast, Apple Podcast, it says zrušit uložení. The verb is different here, and that's good, that's different meaning, but it says zrušit, that's cancel, that's cancel. Check is different in this. You cannot just do unsafe, it's as different rules for this. But the important part here is that it says odebrat z oblíbených a odstranit z oblíbených. The verb is different. It doesn't make sense for me why it should be like different. In Apple Music it says odebrat and then odstranit. Again, I explain the meaning of these two different words, but it's the same boolean. It's like, hey, this is an item. It can be a photo. It can be an album. Do you want it to be favorited? It's it should be the same, I think. So switching my phone back to English. Uh, uh, it doesn't make sense for me. I thought that it should be more consistent in Czech because few people did this. I couldn't find any translation team in Czech that would do this, so I have no idea how it is translated into different languages in all of the into all of the languages that Apple supports. By the way, they added just new ones, some in India languages. So why does it says undo? I don't know. I don't really know. It should say unfavorite. I made a video a few weeks back about the stars that it shows. Sometimes it's filled, sometimes it's empty, and I ended up having, I think, a reasonable decision, a reasonable conclusion. That's the word. That look at a video, but at the first row of items in a menu, it's filled, and so they fill the star in Apple Music. But that's the whole meaning of this: that it's filled and it's not filled. It's empty. That's two different states, and Apple just didn't care. I just put it filled in there. Why did he say undo favorite? I don't know. Just call it unfavorite. It's simple enough. By the way, I love undo function. I think it makes any software that you use more friendly and more human because human makes mistakes.